Welcome back to 5 Minute Fantasy Football, presented to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Network and our friends over at Underdog. Make sure you go play Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code FFSGPN so they know we sent you. Let's talk about this week, and let's first talk about who's playing, who's not, and who are they playing against. The Cowboys and the Bears are on bye this week. We have another London game. We have New England at Jacksonville. The Jaguars are going to stay over there, and if they lose, Doug Peterson's just going to stay over in London and not come back because there's no way they're going to not fire him. They've already traded a player today, one of their D linemen. Jacksonville seems like they're pretty done for the year. But Thursday night, we got Denver at New Orleans. New Orleans is a very popular defense being picked up right now. We have New England at Jacksonville, Seattle at Atlanta, Tennessee at Buffalo, Cincinnati at Cleveland, Houston at Green Bay, Miami at Indianapolis, Detroit at Minnesota, Philly at New York Giants. We have the Vegas Raiders at the Rams. The Rams will be a popular defense to pick up. Carolina at Washington. Washington is a popular defense to pick up right now. Kansas City at San Francisco is probably the game of the week. And then New York Jets at Pittsburgh Steelers for Sunday night. We have two Monday night games, Baltimore at Tampa Bay and the Chargers at Arizona. So let's look and see who's being dropped and who's being added. And I want to put some guys on your that aren't being added or dropped right now that really need to be on your mind. The Miami Dolphins didn't play last week, so we didn't get much news about Devon Achane. But Jaylen Wright looked really good, and Raheem Mostert was back. And so Raheem Mostert is someone that you definitely want to keep an eye on to see what's going on with him. Remember, the Minnesota Vikings and the Miami Dolphins were both on bye. So players from those teams like Ty Chandler is another player to look at because Aaron Jones was also injured and could be questionable this week. And so while people are a little late on that news, I want you guys to be on top of that. Ray Davis is not going to be on that list because most people were adding Ty Johnson and Frank Gore, but really people should have been adding Ray Davis, and he should be probably number 2 on this trending up list. Also the Kansas City Chiefs were on bye. So you have some players like Juju Smith-Schuster and Kareem Hunt that, probably were picked up, but Juju Smith-Schuster is not. He's not rostered in over 50% of leagues. And so Juju and Kareem Hunt are guys that you're going to want to look at. So number 1 trending player, Sean Tucker. Number 2, again, Ty Johnson, should be Ray Davis. Number 3, Evan Ingram. He's 75% rostered, so I highly doubt he's available in your leagues. Romeo Doubs had a good week, 2 touchdowns, coming back from suspension, 49% available. So if he's not available in your leagues, I apologize, but I think Doubs is someone that you should be interested in. All right, this one right here is for the guys that say, none of these guys are ever available in my leagues. Well, Bub Means is available in 100% of leagues. So if you have a league where Bub Means is not available, congratulations, you guys are a super competitive league. Or a dynasty league. But Bub Means is a very interesting guy with Rashid Shaheed dealing with a knee injury he could miss. And then we also have Chris Olave in concussion protocol. Both those guys could be out. Olave is definitely going to be out. It's a Thursday night game. There's no way he's getting through protocol in 4 days. Most protocol, it's 8 days on average. With that, Juwan Johnson is another interesting ad. And Foster Moreau, but mainly Juwan Johnson. Cole Kmet, 29% available. Not someone that you're going to see in most leagues, but he might be there. New Orleans Saints defense. Again, they got Tampa. Caleb Williams, he's on bye this week. Dallas and the Bears are on bye, but Caleb Williams is interesting. He's had multiple 300-yard games 3 out of the last 4 weeks, and he's starting to score touchdowns. And he's also rushing the ball at a very high level. And so he's becoming a good play. He was my stream of the week this week. He was a top 12 play for me, and he ended up as a top 10 pick. Jake Bates, Detroit kicker, Dearness Johnson, Travis Etienne's week to week with a hamstring injury. I know people are very disappointed and dropping Tank Bigsby. I wouldn't go that far, but Dearness Johnson's the guy that is going to be the passing down guy. That was the concern with Bigsby is he can get games scripted out. He's not really involved in the passing game. And we saw that come to fruition here. He's only had 2 career receptions. And so that's been a knock on him his entire career. And so Dearness Johnson's the pass protector and the pass catcher if you want in that offense. Kimani Vidal, Tyrone Tracy, Frank Gore, Braylon Allen. A lot of rookies. We're seeing this coming off the bye week or the second half of the season. You're seeing these rookies emerge. Part of that is due to the running backs getting injured. Part of that is just the running backs getting, a lot of work beginning of the year, and they want those fresh legs. But everyone talked a lot of trash about this class, and I think you've seen over the last few weeks, it's a pretty good class. The NFL just devalues running backs, and that's why they're going in the 5th and 6th round. But Braylon Allen, Tyrone Tracy, Kimani Vidal, Bucky Irving, Ray Davis. I mean, these guys are playing really good and really, really good football. And so I can't wait to see Jonathan Brooks, and I hope that Marshawn Lloyd and Trey Benson, cash in for us as well. But Mark Andrews, a lot of people dropped him. People are picking him back up. I mean, he says he's rostered 80%, so maybe he's not available in your leagues, but check it out. Tyler Algier, he's more of a speculative ad right now. Bijan's getting the majority of the work, but Algier is a guy that, in one play could change everything for him. And as you're stashing guys away for the end of the season, he's someone you want to look at. Josh Downs, that one really is it's a tough one because Josh Downs is a very good player. Shane Steichen loves him, and I do think he gets more involved with Anthony Richardson. But Anthony Richardson's back this week, and we just don't know what that's going to look like. Alan Lazard, big night. He's going to be a popular ad. And then Alexander Madison, Alexander Madison has been scoring touchdowns. He didn't do it last year, but he's scoring a lot of touchdowns for the Raiders on an offense that's not scoring a lot of touchdowns. Players that are being dropped, Trey Sermon, Xavier Hutchinson, Justice Hill, Trey Tucker, Ty Johnson. He's funny. He's on the ad and the drops list. Jalen Tolbert. Tolbert, I would be interested in picking him up if people are dropping him. I know this offense, looked terrible the other day, but I have more faith in this offense. They just ran into a really tough matchup with Detroit, and things got out of control. Roshan Johnson, he's available in about 60% of leagues. He's getting the goal line work, and if DeAndre Swift goes down, which he's been known to do, Roshan should get some good run. So I'm interested in stashing Roshan as this offense continues to get better. Dontavian Wicks, he's dealing with an injury on top of Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs returning. I'm dropping him. Bigsby, I'm not dropping. Jennings, you could probably drop him. Ricky Pearsall is going to be playing here soon, but now they have Kittle and Debo and Ayuk back. Jennings really is an inconsistent play. Darius Slayton, you can drop him. Malik Neighbors is coming back. I mean, he'll still have some run, but it really is Neighbors and Robinson in that offense. And Slayton is just, he's too inconsistent of a player. When he gets the volume, he does well, but when he doesn't get the volume, he only gets 5 or 6 targets and drops 2 of them. It can be a really rough day. Jerry Jeudy, you drop him. Until Jameis comes in, I'm not very interested in anybody, but I'm kind of buying low. I'd be interested in buying low on like a David Njoku or Amari Cooper, because Cooper could get traded to the Chiefs or he could get Jameis Winston. But either way, the Browns pass catchers, you can't start anybody right now. Houston Texans is being dropped. Jalen Polk. 35,000 people are dropping Kirk Cousins for whatever reason. I don't understand that one. Ezekiel Elliott, yeah, I'm dropping him. They're saving him, so let somebody else let him rot on their roster. Keon Coleman's being dropped. Antonio Gibson's being dropped. Ray McLeod and Jacoby Myers. So as far as guys that I'm going to prioritize, it really comes down to your team. As far as the tight end position, there really is not a lot of tight ends that I'm going to go look at. But if Hunter Henry's available, or one of those guys that I talked about earlier, Mark Andrews, obviously you're going to want to go after them. But there really is not a tight end this week that you're going to want to go after. The big guys are going to be those running backs: Sean Tucker, Ray Davis, and if you can get one of those guys. As far as the receivers, again, look for Raheem Mostert, but look for Juju Smith-Schuster as far as the waiver as well. And Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard's been very consistently used by the New York Jets with Aaron Rodgers. So, all right, this is 5 Minute Fantasy Football. As always, good luck this season.